Ticket prices plummeted, entire sections went unsold, sponsors got nervous, fans declared boycotts.
I think Stephen A is 100% correct on this. At the end of the day, you already see people actually saying, hey, I'm not watching for 2 weeks. I'm not tuning in for 2 weeks. And it's really bad news for the Mystics and the Sky, because both of those teams moved those games to big arenas. So it's like, now that she's not playing, what is that attendance going to look like?
But was this the moment the Chicago Sky officially gave up on their so-called franchise star? Because what happened next, both on the court and in the locker room, has fans calling this the most brutal collapse of the WNBA season.
Let's get it! Another day, another loss. Bang! Starting to feel bad, man. They may never win again. About to get the combo meal. You get the travel, you get the me-bound, and a turnover. All for the price of one, baby. Why is she top 3 in the league in turnovers? Because it plays like that, huh?
And while many saw it as a game-changing moment for women's basketball, some saw something else, a threat. That's where the resentment began. And according to Stephen A. Smith, it's reached a breaking point.
When it was really all said and done, we know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm, and they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had.
On defense, Cardoso remained locked in. On offense, she began working more with teammates who kept the ball moving. She wasn't sulking, she was shifting her energy away from Reese and toward anyone willing to play real basketball. That's what made it different. This wasn't a heated argument or some emotional outburst. Cardoso didn't need to yell, she just needed one pass, one look, and one decision to show exactly where she stood. And in that moment, Angel Reese wasn't just benched by the coach, she was benched by her own teammate. And when you look deeper into the stats, the truth gets ugly fast. Reese went 0 for 8 from the field. That's right, she didn't make a single shot. Even worse, most of those misses came within 4 feet of the basket. Easy layups. Missed.
Did you know 46% of her offensive rebounds come for her own misses so far this season? 46% me-bound rate. You're welcome. New stat. Bang! Don't let that last shot fool you. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Come on, move. Get out of the way. Just give me the plate. Come on, give it. Move it. Get out of the way.
Bang! Bang! Free throws in this economy? Nah, that's gonna cost you.
It all came down to a single play, the kind of play that doesn't show up in the box score, but tells you everything you need to know about what's really happening inside the Chicago Sky. Camila Cardoso had the ball near the top of the arc. Angel Reese, standing just feet away, called for it. It was a routine setup, a standard pick and roll, one they should have run without thinking. But instead of initiating the play, Cardoso paused. She looked directly at Reese and passed to someone else. In a single moment, on live TV, Cardoso looked her own teammate in the eyes and passed the ball somewhere else. That wasn't a mistake, that was a statement. For weeks, the Chicago Sky's chemistry has been falling apart.
Like, Camila Cardoso is meant to be a foundational piece of the Chicago Sky. Her and Angel Reese are meant to be foundational pieces, and I don't think they're going to work out. I don't think the two of them are going to work out together. I don't know how their game play styles match.
But what happened during that Mercury game took it to a new level. That's the real danger. The hype that once protected Angel Reese is now working against her. Every mistake is amplified. Every bad game becomes a trending topic. And now, even her teammates are backing away. Camila Cardoso didn't need to speak. Her actions said everything. She's not just distancing herself from Angel Reese, she's exposing the gap between who Reese says she is and who she really is. Camila Cardoso didn't scream, she didn't rant, but by simply ignoring Angel Reese, she said everything fans needed to hear. They're asking the question out loud now. Is Angel Reese helping this team or holding it back? Because when one player looks like she's fighting for every inch and the other looks lost in her own world, the numbers don't mean much anymore. Camila Cardoso isn't just rising, she's breaking away. And the more games they lose, the more obvious it becomes.
Wings and Sky, the Wings, like I mentioned.
I mean, she was down. Look at it, inside close to the basket. Misses one. There's Angel. Angel actually threw the ball back to Camila.
Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then.
That wasn't opinion, that was fact. The numbers back it up. The Indiana Fever have the highest attendance in the league, both at home and on the road. Some teams even moved venues to accommodate Clark's crowds. Viewership for WNBA games with Clark? Over 1 million. Without her, under 400,000. So when Caitlin Clark suffered a quad strain and was ruled out for 2 weeks, panic spread like wildfire.
I mean, you're looking at right here. She grabs the ball, lay in. She hits her layups, by the way. She does. She hits her layups. Cutting to the basket. Up. I toss the ball back behind me by Vandersloot. Finger roll in. She's dominant. Look at her cutting to the basket. Oh, my God. I mean, seriously. Here we go. Once again. Look at her toss the ball back out for a three. Hold on.
And the reason why is because, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to go to word hate. I'm not going to be out there like RG3 was saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark or other players hate Caitlin Clark. But I will say this. I don't think it's specific.
She is special, he shouted. She turned this league into must-see TV. And instead of protecting her, y'all let her get hacked, slammed, and assaulted every night with no consequences.
I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball.
Because while Reese was putting up numbers, Camila Cardoso was doing something else, winning respect. Cardoso was locked in. She dominated the paint, altered shots, and made smart decisions. She was setting screens, rolling hard, and playing team basketball. And the fans could feel it. The difference in energy was obvious. One player was elevating the team, the other was slowing it down.
What are we doing here? We are 2 games in, and we already have 2 separate games of Angel Reese failing to control her emotions.
The viewership, right? The viewership is going to plummet. I already know. Because majority of the people that's watching the Indiana Fever wants to see Caitlin Clark. And sad to say it, a lot of them only want to see Caitlin Clark. They don't really care about the entire team.
And what did Stephen A. do? He turned the pressure dial all the way up. He didn't just go after Reese. He scorched the entire system. He slammed Commissioner Kathy Engelbert for downplaying Clark's importance. He mocked the media for pretending the WNBA's rise was some collective team effort. Stephen A. didn't mince words. He said flat out, the WNBA had lightning in a bottle, and they acted like it was just another rain cloud. Meanwhile, Reese, the so-called rival, couldn't resist keeping her name in the headlines. From petty shots to subtle digs, she's turned every Clark success into another talking point. And Stephen A. has had enough. He even called out the double standard. When a young white girl dominates, he explained, people say she's overhyped. When other players fail to draw the same crowd, they blame the media, not the reality. Stop fighting it. But this disconnect isn't just about basketball. It's about identity. Reese built a brand around being the villain, the fearless one, the queen of confidence. But now, the on-court reality is exposing the flaws in that image. And the WNBA world is watching it fall apart in real time. Because it's not just Reese's struggles that are making headlines. It's her reaction to them. After losses, she still smiles in interviews, posts cryptic Instagram captions, celebrates as if nothing's wrong. That might work when you're winning, but when your team keeps collapsing, it starts to look tone deaf.
We saw it against the Indiana Fever. Yes, she got a hard foul. But what was the difference between Angel Reese's reaction to the hard foul and Ryan Howard's reaction to the hard foul? Ryan Howard got up, took a step, talked a little bit of jargon. That was it. Angel Reese took a hard foul, got up, took multiple steps. Teammates got in there, proceeded to step forward. More teammates got in between. She proceeded to step forward. Couldn't control herself, undoes her shirt, goes to the bench. Can't calm herself down, gets up, walks back to the check-in table, and then we see the race hoax heard around the world unfold.
Even her own rebounds told the story. Over 46% of Reese's offensive rebounds came off her own missed shots. Think about that. Nearly half of her hustle plays were just her rebounding her own mistakes. That's not dominance, that's cleanup. Meanwhile, Cardoso was constantly in the right spot, but she wasn't getting the ball. Why? Because the offense stalled every time Reese touched it. Instead of swinging the ball or feeding the post, Reese often held it, dribbled aimlessly, or drove into defenders. And when the defense collapsed, she'd either lose the ball or throw a wild pass too late. That's how you kill momentum. Angel Reese was supposed to be the face of the franchise. She had the style, the swagger, the viral quotes, and the cameras following her every move. But now, fans are starting to ask a much harder question. What happens when the image no longer matches the impact? Because the version of Angel Reese on social media isn't the one showing up on the court. She comes into games with flashy outfits, catchy slogans, and a highlight reel reputation. But the numbers don't lie, and neither do the results. The Chicago Sky have lost 4 straight games, and Reese isn't just underperforming, she's being outplayed by her own teammates, especially Camila Cardoso.
You can tell like she was playing hurt. Unacceptable. So she's hurt and embarrassed, okay? Her pride and ego is got bruised. So it's literally 4 women, like 3 or 4 New York Liberty players on her. She's still trying to check up shots, knowing it ain't gonna get her nowhere. Because again, like she was just that hurt, her pride and ego, that she felt shame knowing that she had no points. That's not how you play the game, Angel. That's not how the game of basketball works. When you are getting surrounded like that, you need to put your pride aside and pass the dang ball. And the rest of the Chicago Sky players just like looking worthless, like a bump on the log. They're just watching all this go on, not even offering no help, not even trying to run to her aid to try to get the ball. Again, everybody needs to be fired.
It wasn't just the half-court sets either. In transition, it was even more painful to watch. Cardoso would sprint down the court, seal her defender, and wait. But Reese, she'd still be crossing half-court, fumbling the ball, or forcing an impossible layup, while Cardoso stood wide open under the basket. That's not just bad timing, it's wasted opportunity. The Sky's transition offense looked broken, and fans saw it clearly. Every time Reese ran the offense, things slowed down. Ball movement stopped, spacing disappeared, and possessions ended in disaster. The result? Another blown double-digit lead, another collapse.
Your dude was right. Elevate Camila Cardoso and let everything run through her. Let her be the dominant force down close to the basket for the Chicago Sky. Turn Angel Reese into a role player, and you know what will happen? You will be an improved team, and you will win games.
Then came the eye roll. After yet another failed pick and roll, this time because Reese didn't set an effective screen, Cardoso turned away with a dramatic glance of frustration. Moments later, during a timeout, Reese tried to engage in the huddle, but Cardoso stepped away, ending the interaction before it could begin.
Elevate Camila Cardoso and let everything run through her. Let her be the dominant force down close to the basket for the Chicago Sky.
Camila Cardoso didn't just play basketball on May 27th. She delivered a message, and it wasn't aimed at the opposing team. It was aimed straight at Angel Reese.
Cardoso, oh no. Free Camila Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor.
Caitlin is the show, Stephen A. declared. Either get on board or get left behind.
Because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated. And if that happens, then you know what, you ride that wave. Rising tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave.
The message: I'm not wasting my prime on this. That single pass away from Reese wasn't just a basketball move. It was a rejection, a breakup in real time. And with each loss piling up, it's clear the Chicago Sky aren't just struggling, they're sinking. And Cardoso doesn't want to go down with the ship. But here's the scary part. This isn't just about one team anymore. Because while the Sky are falling apart, the entire WNBA just got hit with a gut punch. Caitlin Clark is injured, and fans are boycotting, ticket sales are plummeting, and suddenly, people are asking, Is the WNBA collapsing without its biggest star? Tap the video on screen right now to see what's really happening behind the scenes. From tense stares to ignored plays, it was clear Camila Cardoso is tired of picking up Angel Reese's slack.
This point forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing but backfire on you, backfire on the team, and backfire on the fans. Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional, takes that out on the referees. Camila Cardoso visibly upset, and all of this falls at the feet of Tyler Marsh and those who co-sign the lack of work ethic that we see from some players over there in Chicago.
Her plus minus, a brutal minus haram. That's not leadership, that's liability. And fans are noticing. On Twitter, TikTok, and every WNBA discussion thread, clips are going viral. Missed layups, bad decisions, and awkward moments where teammates visibly pull away from her. One video shows Cardoso setting up for a perfect entry pass, only to be ignored. Another shows her frustration after yet another failed possession caused by Reese. Meanwhile, Cardoso is locked in. She's not chasing the spotlight, she's earning it. Every screen she sets, every rebound she grabs, every smart decision she makes on defense is building her case. Fans are shifting sides. The applause is louder for Cardoso now, and the patience for Reese. It's running out.
Now, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like everybody who is rooting for Caitlin Clark should be rooting for the entire team and watching the entire team and supporting the entire team, because even Caitlin Clark stated that, you know, that's important to her. So I think if you are a diehard fan of Caitlin Clark, that's something you should be focused on and really still showing your support and showing up for this team, because not one person makes the team. Like, let's just keep it a grand. Caitlin Clark needs a team to get to the championship.
And Angel Reese, knowingly or not, just poured gasoline on that fire. See, Stephen A. wasn't just mad about the shots at Clark. He was furious that Reese and others are still acting like Clark's success came at their expense, that somehow the attention Clark gets is a personal insult. That hesitation, that decision wasn't just about basketball, it was about trust. And in that moment, it became clear that trust was gone. Fans noticed it immediately. This wasn't some missed opportunity. It was a statement, a clear signal that Cardoso no longer believed in Angel Reese's ability to execute. In a game where every possession mattered, she made the choice to go in another direction. And that wasn't the only sign. Throughout the game, their chemistry looked completely off. Cardoso was fighting for position in the paint. She was sprinting the floor, boxing out, calling for the ball, but she was being ignored. Reese, meanwhile, looked disconnected, slow to set screens, hesitant to pass, and visibly out of sync. What should have been a dynamic front court duo looked like two players on different teams. This was never just about trash talk. It was never just about one tweet, one hard foul, or one post-game comment. This is about how the WNBA handles power. Caitlin Clark became the biggest name in women's basketball, and instead of celebrating her, the league tried to downplay her. Instead of protecting her, they let her become a target. Now, that decision is costing them everything. Clark's absence isn't just a 2-week injury, it's a 2-week free fall. Ticket prices slashed in half. Primetime games losing momentum. Entire arenas with empty rows because fans aren't showing up for women's basketball. They're showing up for Caitlin Clark.
Because the majority of the people that's watching the Indiana Fever wants to see Caitlin Clark. And sad to say it, a lot of them only want to see Caitlin Clark. They don't really care about the entire team.